look who's actually on time today.
I wanted to make sure to be sitting down before you got here.
You know, I never pull the same trick twice. Even if I was gonna prank you, I would never do that again. I am way more creative than that.
Oh, nice to see you guys know what time class starts. Guess what? I got an exciting day planned for you guys. I like to call today the day.
What does the day mean?
Well, it's the day you will be tested.
I don't understand.
Okay, wait for this one. You guys ready? Today, you will learn what you've been waiting for. You will learn how to listen.
Oh, come on. Really?
Come on.
Last time I checked, listening wasn't very exciting.
I didn't even know you knew how to listen.
Well, look who's getting a little lippy.
Children, this is the problem with you guys. You don't listen. See, and this is why when you guys were praying out there yesterday, did you even bother to wait for God to respond to you? Or did you just tell him all the things that you wanted?
What?
Exactly. Now, I know, listening can be hard. And we need to make sure that we're always doing our best to listen.
But it's not like God's going to talk through the clouds and say, "Go slay the dragon."
No, God most likely will not say, "Go slay the dragons" through the clouds.
So, how am I supposed to know if God is talking to me?
Well, that's a good question. And I guess the way that you can answer that is by looking at what you think God's telling you and decide, is that taking me farther from God or closer to God?
How do I know if something's moving me farther away from God?
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think God would want you to steal?
No.
So then that would take you farther away from God. Do you think God wants you to pick on another kid?
No.
So then that would take you farther from God. Do you think that God would want to help another person, want you to help someone else out in class?
Depends on who it is.
Is everything a joke to you, Squire Drake?
This is so dumb. Today we're talking about God giving us all our ideas. Yesterday was pray about everything. Today is listen to the grass grow. All this mumbo jumbo is so boring. Next, are you going to tell me to close my eyes and pretend I'm a unicorn? When are we actually going to swing some swords and slay a dragon?
You need to be careful, young man. God is in control of everything. And you need to realize that in every situation, God is going to determine whether or not we should be there.
So you're saying that God wants me to become Dragon Slayer?
You're not a dragon slayer yet. But ultimately, yes, it won't be me to decide if you're a dragon slayer. It will be God.
What about losing to the Dark Knight? God wanted that to happen?
I didn't say that. But in that situation, there's either something bigger happening, or maybe you lost to the Dark Knight because you didn't rely on God.
You lost me.
Well, let me see if I can tell you a little story about Bennett that might shed a little light on the situation.
I have a question for you. Why is your father trying to kill me?
He's not trying to kill you. My father doesn't do anything without telling me. So if he really wanted to kill you, I would know.
Dude, you do just realize he just tried to spear me, right?
It's a misunderstanding.
Which part did I misunderstand? The spear or the fact that he threw it at me? Look, Benjamin, your dad knows we're friends. He's not just going to tell you he wants to kill me.
How can I help you then?
Okay, as you know, I have a plan. Well, you might not know that, but I have a plan. What you do know is that tonight is the new moon feast, and I am supposed to eat with you and your father. But instead, I'm going to go hide out in the field. Once your father asks where I am, tell him, "Oh, Bennett just begged me to let him go home. His whole family would be there." If he says, "That's all right," the coast is clear. But if he gets angry, frustrated, or upset, then you'll know he's trying to kill me. I trust you, Benjamin. If you feel that I'm guilty of something, please don't hand me over to your father. Just kill me yourself.
I would never do that. If I had the smallest clue my dad wanted to kill you, I would tell you.
Well, how do I know I can trust you?
As God is my witness, I will promise you this. If I find out my father wants to kill you and I don't tell you, may the Lord punish me greatly. But I want you to promise me this too. Always be kind to me just as God is, and never stop being kind to my family.
I promise to always be kind to you and your family.
Now here's what I'll do. Once I get the answer from my father, I will go out to the field for some archery practice. I will pretend that I'm practicing my shooting, and I'll go send a boy to retrieve them. If I yell, "The arrows are up here," that'll mean that you're safe. If I yell, "The arrows went far beyond you," then go. That'll mean the Lord is sending you away.
Thank you.
What does all of this have to do with listening?
Well, I'm getting there. You need to be patient. So Benjamin, now he had to go back and have dinner with his father. And he knew, depending on how his father responded, it might mean that he would never see his best friend ever again. And so he was really hoping and praying that the king, that he would be okay with Bennett not being there.
Good evening, son. How are you?
Doing well, Father. Thank you. Dinner looks delicious. I can't wait to eat.
Where's Bennett this evening?
Bennett actually asked me for permission to go back home. He said his brother demanded that he be there. He said, "If I'm your friend, please let me go and see my brother." That's why he's not at the king's table.
You are an evil son! You have not listened to me yet again. I know you are on Bennett's side. You should be ashamed for that. Your mother should be ashamed for having a son like you. Look, you will never be king as long as Bennett is around. Bring him to me. Bring him to me now so I can kill him.
Why do you want to kill him? What has he done? Father, you are a madman!
Ah!
Wait. Did the king just try to spear his own son?
Yes, he did.
So explain this one to me, old timer. If God is in control of everything, why would the king's son almost get killed? I mean, that's just a little unfair, considering he had nothing to do with it. The king had a problem with Bennett, so why would God allow the king to be mean to his own son?
Well, you see, we're not going to always have every answer because we are not God. Now, I'm sure Benjamin probably would have preferred for his father not to try and spear him.
You don't say.
That's right. But the story wasn't so much about Benjamin as it was Bennett. Because Bennett, God wanted him to become king.
Wait, so Bennett's gonna become king?
Yes, Bennett will become king.
He comes back and kills the king. That's what he becomes king, right?
No, that's not what happens.
Oh. So then, what does happen?
Well, Benjamin, he had to fulfill his promise. So Benjamin went back out to the field to meet Bennett.
This looks like a good practice spot. I'm going to shoot a few arrows and let you go retrieve them. The arrows ran far beyond you! Take these. I'll see you in a few minutes. You have to leave. We promised to be friends. This is not over. Our friendship will continue through our children.
Thank you. Goodbye, my friend.
Wait, is that the end of the story?
That's the end of the story for now.
But I have so many questions. Like, where did Bennett go? And did Benjamin get killed by the king?
And I'm over here, still confused about this listening thing.
All in due time. We still need to train today. Now, here's what you guys are going to do. You're going to go out to the field and wait for directions.
But what are we going to do at the field?
Didn't you hear my command? Part of listening is actually doing when you hear.
Okay, Yoda. What's that supposed to mean?
Did you guys hear what I asked you to do?
Yes, go out to the field.
So you heard my command, yet you're still sitting here. So now it's your choice whether or not you want to listen and follow the directions I have given you.
I guess that's our cue to go.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure what today's training had to do with listening.
We were just outside jumping around back and forth. Yeah, what is jumping around teaching us?
Listening is a skill, and it needs to be worked on the same way everything else you need to work on. And so I'm going to have a little test for you guys this afternoon, and we're going to see how well you can follow directions without being able to see. Now put these on. Sometimes we can look at God and not believe he's there because we can't see him. But the thing is, the same way that you can hear my voice and you know that I'm here is the same way that God is always there. No matter what, in every situation, God is always there with us. Now, I'm going to have a little test for you guys. You guys are going to reach into this box one at a time. And you're going to grab the small snake that's in the box.
That's disgusting. I'm not touching a small snake.
Me neither. Were you crazy? Yeah, what is touching a snake teaching us? I will be brave and touch the snake.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'll do it.
Alexandra, you're as crazy as the old man. Don't get your hand bit off.
Okay. It bit me!
Wait, it's a fake snake?
What?
It's all the way.
Why are you playing a trick on us? What is that teaching us?
The question is, if it's just a toy snake, why wouldn't any of you actually touch it?
Because I thought it was a real snake.
What is this supposed to teach us?
Alexandra, why did you put your hand in the box?
It's because I trust you. And you told us to put our hand in the box. I figured it was a test for us in some way, and I didn't think you would do something to purposely hurt us. You're here to teach us and make us become dragon slayers, so there had to be a reason for us to put our hand in the box.
Exactly. Sometimes we get tests in our life, and we have a choice. We can trust in what we think we know, or trust the fact that God's plan is actually better than our own.
That sounds hard.
It is hard. Every day I have to rely on God to help lead my path, because believe it or not, God has a path designed for each and every one of us.
God wants things for me.
God does want things for you. God wants things for every single one of us. The problem is sometimes when we hear God and we listen to God, we think that maybe what he's asking us to do is crazy, like touching a snake. But then when all is said and done, we find out it's a toy snake and it was nothing to be scared of. So it comes back to, who are we going to trust more, ourselves and what we think, or if we're going to listen to God and trust in what he thinks?
My mind is blown right now. I might need some time to think about all this. Pray about all of this.
Here's what I want you guys to do before tomorrow. I want you to go home, and I want you to really pray and find out if God wants you to be here. And for those of you who are supposed to be here, I'll see you in the morning.
But wait, I'm still here. I still have questions. Like, how do I know if I'm on God's plan? What if I don't hear God?
In due time, my son.